What's up, everybody? I wanted to talk a little bit about mental health. We kind of talked about it in the video about fitness, but we didn't really get in depth with it. I was kind of staying away from it, but I really want to try to, as we go further into this process and into the contract fortune, movement. I want to open up myself and really, tell the world and tell you what has happened to me in my tribulations to be a better person, a better man, a better businessman, and so on. First, I'm not a doctor. I'm definitely going to leave a link to the suicide hotline in the description part of this video. But the very first day of 2013, January 1st, 2013, my mom passed away. She passed away from brain cancer. She had about a 1-year fight, give or take a couple of months. She lived a few months longer. I think it was about 16 months total. And she passed away on the first day of 2013. Leading up to that, I had gone through a divorce. Me and my wife separated. We were going through problems of our own. And that situation kind of completely blew away in the breeze once my mom got sick. Now, also in that year, my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer. They had to do surgery on him. And the 2012 going into 13 was a crazy, chaotic year. Nonetheless, I had a business going. I had the Wallace Group, LLP. It was a trucking company. And I had about 2 trucks going at that point, but I put one in storage. And I parked the one I was driving. At the moment in which my mom was sick and I knew she was terminal, I let everything go. I couldn't even focus. I couldn't focus to do any of it. It was done. All of it was done. And the reason I want to tell you about this is so often there are videos that tell you don't quit, stay motivated. I give you those videos too, stay consistent. But how can you do those things when mentally you have checked out in that type of situation? And I tell you, my mom, when the hospice care called and they told us she had passed, and I went to the room where she was and I saw her body, and like my legs buckled, seeing my mom there. She was dead. My mom, the woman that gave birth to me. My legs buckled and I kind of crumbled over. But I kid you not, a voice inside of me was like, stand up. I didn't raise you to do this. I raised you stronger than this. And I got up on my feet and I went over to my mom and I just cried because, I knew she was gone. And right at that moment, when I had my head buried, right on the sheet, right on the stomach, crying, I decided that I was not going to allow her name to be damaged in any way by any behavior that I may conduct in or, engage in. Meaning that she raised me to be a soldier. She raised me to be a life soldier. She raised me to be strong. She raised me to get back up and keep fighting, keep moving forward. So I felt like what was said to me was, you can cry for a couple of days, do whatever you need to do to go through the grieving process, but I'm going to need you to get up and continue the work you were doing. My mom loved my trucks. My mom loved my trucks when even in the midst of her recovering from the brain surgery, because before she passed, she had brain surgery to remove the tumor from her brain. And she was walking. She was always walking. She was walking to try to exercise. And, I loved her ambition and her go-get-itness after the brain surgery. And she had a sense of humor about the whole situation. Well, I was cleaning out my truck because at this point, I really wasn't running the roads the way I used to. I was kind of staying closer to the house. And I was cleaning out the truck and she tapped on the door to the truck because we lived right around the corner from each other, and she walked around literally to my house, which was crazy. But she tapped on the door and she just waved at me. And it wasn't anything. She didn't say anything, but just seeing that picture is forever in my mind. I was looking down from, the truck because I was in the truck. She was down on the ground, and I looked down and she just waved at me. And that visual is forever burned in my brain. When I'm out here and I'm trying to network and I'm trying to build contract, and I was building Apex, that visual of her waving at me is something that motivates me. There's pictures of my mom all through my office. That's part of my story. I didn't mention the divorce part because my mom's story outweighed the divorce part. But a lot of times as men, I don't know how ladies are. I know ladies communicate. Like I say all the time, I know ladies communicate a lot better than men do. But as men, a lot of times we're told just to not talk about it. Don't say anything. Just choke on it. Whether you're going through a breakup, if you're dealing with any type of heartbreak, pain, anything that's stressful, as fathers, as husbands, as men, we're taught not to talk about it. We're supposed to be the strong ones. We're supposed to be the rock. And I don't subscribe to that. I feel like as men, we need to talk to each other. We need to talk to each other to make each other stronger, to make each other better. If you want to succeed in business, right? And I'm all over the place in terms of what we're discussing. So I suffer from attention deficit disorder if you ain't figured that out yet, but I've learned to use it to my advantage. But if you want to be successful in business, you can't walk around with frustration, stress, all of that weight in your head, because you won't make good decisions. You won't make good decisions. You'll be timid with your decisions. You won't be able to, make the necessary phone calls. You won't be able to make the contacts. You won't be able to network. You won't really be able to function properly. You won't be able to function at peak performance if mentally you're walking around with all that on your shoulders. And I make it a point now, and I have people that I talk to that I discuss when something like this is bothering me. If something like, what I just told you about my mom is bothering me, now I know how to talk to people. One of the biggest ones is a breakup, right? Now, there's the social answer, especially in a divorce. There's the social answer, which is get over her or him and just move on. That's the social answer. But if you've been attached to somebody for a significant amount of time, it's not easy just to say, you know what, I'm done. It's not, because your life has been intertwined with somebody, and after a while, you energy wise, you're gonna rub off on each other. So it's not easy to just break off from somebody you've had a relationship with, and I understand that. I subscribe to meditation. I subscribe to talking to people. Find somebody that you're comfortable with, that you can trust with your secrets, and tell them what hurts you. One of the biggest things I've seen over the last several years, which I never in a million years would have thought, is I've seen a lot more suicide. People committed suicide who I never thought would have committed suicide. I'm talking, I can think of right now of beautiful female, beautiful. She killed herself, and, I didn't know her very well. I knew her through, a couple conversations here and there. But when she committed suicide, it just threw me for a loop, like, I just, why? And you never know what's going on in somebody's life, what's going on in their head, what's going on, with them. And I think as human beings, we've lost sight of having compassion for people and their problems. I try not to do that. Anybody I do business with, a lot of times I've had a relationship with them. Like it's been, I guess the natural sales process, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. And then on the 3rd touch, we made a deal and whatnot. But with me, if I have ongoing business with you, usually we've built a rapport with each other. And I understand you, to the best of my ability, and you understand me to the best of your ability. That's important. I feel like we get caught up in the fact that we live in a capitalist country. And it's money, 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 money. I gotta be successful. I gotta be rich. I gotta get wealthy. You know, you just keep going and going and going. You need to be able to talk about the stuff that's inside of you. You need to be able to talk about what hurts you. I love my team. I love my team with all my heart. Each one of my team members is special to me in their own way, each one of them. And we support each other. We work together and we support each other. You know, I don't want to know what's going on. I don't care as long as he does his job. That's not how I am. I want to know if you're okay. I want to know if your kids are okay. Do you need any? Is there anything I can do? What is there anything that, you know, what can I do to help you? If you are an aspiring entrepreneur, if you are a small business owner that's trying to, you know, diversify your business and, you know, you're going about trying to make your money, don't just look at what people tell you. You know, I can teach you how to have a better sales funnel. I can teach you, you know, how to be a better saleswoman or salesman. No. Assess your entire self. You are the machine. You know, we talked about fitness. You want to look good. You want to feel good. You want to project strength. But you can project all the strength in the world and still not be right up here. There's a saying that that gym folks say that, you know, you can make your body into whatever you want to make it to. But if you still mentally unfit, then you're still unhealthy and you're still toxic. And, you know, you might want a new relationship, right? You can't go into a new relationship if mentally you're toxic. Relationships aren't business. It's not a business deal, but it is a business deal because any female or male that wants to deal with you wants to know that, hey, I got a good partner, somebody I can trust, somebody I can tell my secrets, somebody if they need my help, I can help them, and vice versa. If you go into that relationship with baggage, you know, in terms of hurt and stress and pain, you know, you're not able to be the best relationship partner. And everybody's so big on, you know, STD checks, which is important, but they big on STD checks. But what about a mental health check? You know, I'd rather you come to me with your clinical paperwork, but you come to me with, hey, man, you know, look here, Fred, I've been going to see the therapist. Cool. At least I know you've been trying to talk to somebody to work through what is mentally bothering you. And if I can, let me help you. Again, I don't want to make this a long video because, you know, I can sit and just think about all the things I've been through. And as, you know, we get to know each other, I'll tell you more, you know, because I got a lot of stuff. The day my mom had brain surgery, my dad actually had prostate surgery the day before. So I spent 24 hours running hospital to hospital. That's another story for another time. But if you have any type of pain inside, not physical, inside, talk about it. Don't be afraid to talk about it. If I can help you, email me. It might take me a second to get back to you, but I'll get back to you. But your mental health is going to make you more sociable. It's going to make you more friendly because you're not walking around with all that stress pent up and ready to explode. So, you know, mental health is just as important as physical health. And, you know, I shared a little bit with you. I didn't share too much. I just, you know, gave you a little bit. But I want you to be very aware of your mental health because I care. You know, I want you to be a government contractor. I want you to be a freight broker. I want you to, you know, continue to build your business. But more than those things, I want you to be a healthy person, you know, a healthy person on the inside and out. And to be a really good businesswoman or man, you need to have sound mental ability as well as sound physical ability. Meditation is a way to help with some of that, you know, with some of the noise that might be in your head. Meditation helps. For me, the gym is another, you know, I love going to the gym sometimes just so I can put the earphones on and I don't got to think about what is going on in the world. So the gym is another one of mine. Talking to someone, you know, seeking professional help is okay. I say that again, especially to the fellas out there. It's okay You want to be the best father and best husband and best person you can be. Talk to somebody. It's okay. Like, seriously, any dude that judges you or any person that judges you for going to get help mentally, what type of person are they? And what do they have going on in their head? That, to me, doesn't disqualify your leadership ability. If anything, it's making your leadership ability strong because you're doing a mental diagnostic. Again, you're doing a mental diagnostic to make sure you can make good, wise decisions for your company. If you got people working for you, especially if you got people working for you, you need to be able to make wise decisions. So that's my thoughts on that. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to contractfortune.com and become a part of the family. Then that way you can get, all of the information on upcoming events as well as educational services that'll be at your disposal. And again, man, I care. So I'm going to leave the number to the suicide hotline in the description. And don't hesitate if you have something that's bothering you.